File 7. A. Confidential. Eyes only Confederate Intelligence Directorate. Date stamp. 2420 ABR. Subject. Unauthorized transmissions detected entering and exiting the Zone of Avoidance. Summary. The Intergalactic Connectivity Array, IGCA, has intercepted continuous signal traffic originating from the galaxy designated Mirach's Ghost. Transmission frequency, daily. Content, partially decoded. Threat level, extreme. Origin identity, unknown. Sender capacity, unknown. Technological level, unknown. Intent, provisionally hostile. Full extent unknown. Addendum, further analysis pending. Additional information will be provided upon decryption.
Mr. Phileas Fogg lived in the year 2420 ABR, after Big Reset, or, if one preferred the ancient and nearly forgotten calendar, 4580 AD. His quarters were number 7 Savile Row, Burlington Gardens, Sector 5 of the largest and most prestigious orbital platforms circling Earth. Humanity no longer favored the planet itself. Since the reset, Earth had become a vast desert, and though terraforming technologies are gradually restoring its beauty, generations born in orbit had bodies accustomed to 80% of Earth's gravity. For many, returning to their ancestral world was a burden rather than a joy. In the wider galactic registry, Earth was officially designated Terra, and its people classified as Terrians, a term used in star charts, diplomatic codices, and interstellar census logs, though most Confederation citizens still preferred the old familiar word, humans. Phileas was a handsome man, his features curiously resembling an ancient portrait salvaged from the bunkers where humanity once fought for survival. Some historians speculated that the figure in the portrait had been a politician or a writer who lived 1,000 years ago. The name inscribed beneath was Bayron, yet the likeness to Phileas Fogg was so uncanny that whispers spread through Nova Londara's corridors, wondering if he were a descendant or something stranger still. He was, by all accounts, a man of mystery. Certainly he was a citizen of the Confederation, yet whether he belonged truly to Nova Londara remained doubtful. He was never seen at the corporation, nor within the power ledgers of the city. No ships bore his name at the orbital harbors. He held no public employment, nor was he known to the learned societies of the Confederate institution. He belonged to none of the countless associations that swarmed in the Confederation's capital. Phileas Fogg was a member of the Reform Club, and that was all. How he gained admission was simple enough. He was recommended by the Barings, with whom he had an open credit. His checks were always honored, his account perpetually flush. Was he wealthy? Undoubtedly. Yet in Nova Londara, where fortunes rose from Etherean flows and orbital trade, no one could imagine how he had made his own. He was not lavish nor avaricious. When noble or benevolent causes required, he supplied credits quietly, sometimes anonymously. Had he traveled? It seemed likely. He corrected, with a few clear words, the conjectures of fellow members about explorers lost in the void, pointing out probabilities that later proved true. He spoke of places as though he had seen them: the domes of Alpha, humanity's first colony beyond the solar system on Proxima Centauri b, the 3 habitable worlds circling Barnard's star, the frozen ridges of Valles Marineris on Mars. Yet it was certain that Phileas Fogg had not left Nova Londara for many years. His pastimes were few, reading the news holograms and playing flux whist, a holographic evolution of the ancient card game. He played not to win, but for the contest itself, reserving his winnings for charity. He lived alone, served only by his android attendant, Paros 17, whom he called Parry, and who maintained his household with mechanical precision. Parry ensured that every habit, every schedule, every detail of Mr. Fogg's life remained exact. Breakfast and dinner at the club, midnight return, immediate rest, all executed with mathematical certainty. The quarters at number 7 Savile Row, Burlington Gardens, Sector 5 offered modest but carefully maintained quarters. Phileas Fogg asked little of his household, except that every task be carried out with almost machine-like punctuality. On the second day of the 10th month of the 0-hour calendar, Mr. Phileas Fogg did something unusual. He awaited a guest. His 6th removed cousin, Passeporteu, was arriving from Mars, young, kind-hearted, and utterly unprepared for the intricacies of orbital life. Passeporteu's journey began at the Confederate Customs Terminal, a vast dome of shimmering glass orbiting Earth. Travelers queued beneath holographic banners that shifted between languages and symbols, their documents scanned by drones humming overhead. Passeporteu, clutching his Martian identity chip, stumbled through the biometric gates. The customs officer, a holographic projection, asked routine questions: purpose of stay, length of visit, and whether he carried any restricted minerals from Valles Marineris. Passeporteu answered with earnest simplicity, his accent betraying the red dust plains of Mars. Cleared at last, he stepped into the flying taxi concourse, where sleek flyers hovered in orderly lanes. Each taxi projected its destination above the cockpit in glowing script. Passeporteu, wide-eyed, nearly boarded the wrong flyer before a drone redirected him. He finally settled into a cab bound for Burlington Gardens, Sector 5. The taxi lifted smoothly, weaving through orbital traffic, its windows offering dizzying views of Earth's desert surface far below. When the taxi docked at Fogg's residence on the giant orbital platforms of Nova Londara, Paros 17 was already waiting, polished chrome gleaming, posture exact. The android extended a hand to steady Passeporteu, who wobbled under the unfamiliar orbital gravity, heavier than Mars, yet lighter than Earth.
Adjustment period, estimated 48 hours,
Paros 17 intoned, before fussing with Passeporteu's attire, smoothing his travel-creased jacket. Phileas Fogg himself appeared in the doorway, precise as ever, his expression unreadable. Though they shared bloodlines, the taciturn gentleman and his Martian cousin had never met until this moment.
"Welcome, cousin,"
Fogg said simply. Passeporteu, relieved, bowed awkwardly.
"I am Passeporteu of Valles Marineris,"
he added quickly, his voice earnest, the Martian accent coloring each syllable.
22 years old, and honored to be here. I hope to learn much in Nova Londara.
Fogg inclined his head, the gesture as deliberate as his words.
"You will have time to prove yourself. Tonight, rest. Tomorrow morning, Paris will accompany you to the Confederation University. Meanwhile, I shall attend the club."
The android gave a subtle nod, already calculating schedules down to the second.
"Don't worry, lad,"
Perry said, voice clipped but kind.
"We shall take care of you. I'll wake you at the exact hour tomorrow. Let me brew some tea and show you your room. You must be hungry. The food on spacecraft is always dreadful."
Passeporteu, still adjusting to orbital gravity, managed a grateful smile, reassured by the android's oddly domestic precision. Thus began the unlikely household, the enigmatic gentleman, his meticulous android, and the earnest Martian youth, a trio soon to be swept into a journey far beyond Earth's orbit.